The following Original Six matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for another Timeframe matchup another Timeframe matchup in this project, I should say, and is yet another Original Six rivalry matchup as we welcome in the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs, an old-fashioned Canadiens Leafs matchup, but from different years and eras in that. As we get set for game one of this time frame, the adjustments have been made for Toronto. Whenever they are the visitors, we will take away one play save star. So Jonas Gustafsson will be the starting netminder for the Leafs, as he will need to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop a Montreal goal opportunity. And whenever the Habs are out on the road, we will add a play save star to the netminder for the Habs in that. So with that being said, the clock has been reset to back to 1 hour. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Between the Habs and the Leafs, will the clock operator please start the clock? And we're going to begin with a 1-6-6. That's visitor scoring chance, and right away, choice home player scores a goal. And guess who? That's not a really good way. That's a really good start for the Habs, but it's not a good start for Team NHL, as we will roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 will be the goal scorer. Player number 5, that's Pierre Bouchard, who will score the goal. And 2 assists will come out on the play. Lafleur and Jacques Lemar will assist Pierre Bouchard on the ice-breaking goal as the Habs go up 1-0 early on in this first game of this time frame. We got a quality check, this time between players 5 and 1. That's Nyrop and Nikolai Kulemin. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And we're looking for star. Neither player between Nyrop and Kulemin has star. So we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against Nicholas Hagman, and we're looking for hit. It looks like Hagman's not going to win that one, as we will pick our poison between Tremblay, Riesborough, Chartrand, and Bouchard for hit. And I believe we're going to go with Tremblay to take the quality check win on that one, as he will move in on Gustafsson, who needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to save it. And he will do so to keep this game right where it's at, of 1-0 in favor of the Habs. And we will move on to the next segment. Penalty check between player number 1, that's Wilson, and anybody on the ice for the Leafs. Well, we could tie or go on the power play. If we do, Phaneuf or Mayers would have to go in the box. Let's have the decider die decide. Dot, we tie. And it looks like we'll go on the power play. So between Mayers and Phaneuf, who's going to go to the box? Dot, it will be Mayers. And it will be Mayers. So Jamal Mayers will go to the box, as Wilson will move in on Gustafsson, hopefully to make Gustafsson to hopefully make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop it. can't, and Wilson will score a power play goal off of the Leafs netminder, and one assist will be handed out on the play. Doug Reesborough will do the honors of assisting Maury Wilson on the goal, on the 2-0 goal for Montreal. And Mayers needs to flip, and we move on. Quality check between players 5 and 3. That's Bouchard and Grabowski. We're looking for speed. It looks like Mikhail Grabowski has speed, as he will move it on Ken Dryden. Or excuse me, not Ken Dryden. Sorry, Michel Larocque, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 of the dot to save the goal, to stop the Toronto goal. And he will do so. Grabowski is stopped, and this game is still young. It's 2-0 in favor of the Habs. But let's see what happens in the next segment. Quality check between players 2 and 3. That's Roberts and Stajan. We're looking for skill. Both players have skill, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 45. Any visitor player with a power play circle star creates a power play goal. Yikes. The Maple Leafs do not have a power play circle star out there, so it's going to be a no action segment in this one, in this 5th minute of the second period. So we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Shutt and Phaneuf. We're looking for smart. Yikes. Phaneuf does not have smart. Shutt does. So Shutt will move in on Jonas Gustafsson. Try saying that 3 times fast. Jeez. Anyway, he will move in on Gustafsson, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop it. No, he won't, as Shutt will score the goal, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. We'll say Lafleur and Pete Mahovlich will get the the 2 assists on the Steve Shutt goal. Keep dropping cards everywhere. Yikes. So it's 3-0 Habs, and we move on. Quality check between players 2 and 4. That's Tremblay and Caberly. Tomas Caberly. We are looking for star. It looks like Tremblay does not have it. Neither does Caberly. So both players don't have star, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. Sorry about that. Boy. Nope. We got a quality check again. This time, same 2 spots, 2 and 4. This time we're looking for hit between Roberts and Boscheman. Neither player has hit, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. Penalty check between players 5 and 1, Nyrop and Panikarovsky. It looks like both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and that will do it for the second period here in game number 1 of this time frame, as the score remains 3-0 in favor of the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 13 to kick off the third period. Home goalie must make play save, so 4 or 5 of the dot from Michel Larocque, hopefully to stop the the scoring attempt by the Leafs. No, it will be. There goes the shutout. The Leafs get on the board. Let's see who scored the goal. Who scored the goal? 12. Roll a die. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Three, that's going to be Kessel, and I do believe Phaneuf was used earlier. So I forgot to flip him earlier, so we will get the assist now. 2 assists, so Kessel will score the goal. 2 assists will be handed out on the play, so Caberly and between Stempniak or Kuhlman. We'll go with Stempniak. So Kessel from Caberly and Stempniak will be your goal scoring stat line presented by Biddy Beer. Quality check between players 1 and 3. That is Gainey and Grabowski. We're looking for speed. Both guys have speed, and we will move on in this one. Penalty check between both players in 1. It looks like Wilson is going to go to the box as Nikolai Kuhlman will move in on Michel Larocque, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to stop the power play goal attempt. Nope, and it's the game is within 1 as Nikolai Kuhlman will score a power play goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and 1 assist will be handed out into the play. It looks like Matt Stajan will assist Nikolai Kuhlman. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. On the power play attempt for the Leafs, and the game is within 1. It's 3-2 Habs. We got a visitor scoring chance. This could possibly tie the game. 23. Home goalie must make spec save. So Michel Larocque needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to stop the scoring attempt by the Leafs to keep the game right where it's at, a 3-2. Otherwise, if it's a 4, 5, or 6, the game is tied. The game stays right where it's at, a 3-2, so nobody flips, and we move on to the next segment in this one. Penalty check between players 4 and 1. That is Chartraw and Hagman. It looks like Chartraw is going to go to the box as Nicholas Hagman will move in on Michel Larocque, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to save it. And he does so. And with that, we move on to the next segment. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs and Phil Kessel for hit. Kessel's not going to win hit, and it looks like the only guy with hit out on the ice for the Habs is Pierre Bouchard. So he's going to win that one as he moves in on Jonas Gustafsson, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop the goal scoring attempt. He does so, and we are going to go to the empty net mini chart in this one. 3. Roll a die. If lower or equal to triangles, leading team goalie must make a play save. So right now we have. So it looks like Toronto. We're going to look at Toronto. So we need to roll a 1, 2, or 3 to have the leading team goalie has to enable to him to make a play save. And we do. So Michel Larocque needs to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to keep the Toronto goal from getting past him to the back of the net. And he does so. The game is over. Stop the clock. Wow, what a clutch save there by Michel Larocque to keep the um, Leafs from tying the game to force overtime. So the final score here for game one is the Habs take game one of this time frame. They take it by a score of 3-2. Man, oh man, what a game. So stay tuned for the game one Bitty Beer game summary. As always, every game summary in this project is presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for game two of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. The Habs won game one of this time frame, winning by a final score of 3-2. Toronto made it interesting late at the end there, but evidently every little rally comes up short. So with that being said, it's a new game, a new set of netminders, as you guys can see. Ken Dryden will start in net for the 76-77 Habs, and for the 2009-2010 Maple Leafs, Jean-Sebastian J.S. Giguère will be in net for the Leafs, as we get set to drop the puck here for game two of this time frame. With that being said, will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin game two with a quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Colton Orr and Bill Nyrop. We are looking for power. It looks like Bill Nyrop's going to win that one, as he does have power, so he's moving in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot on the play save. And he does so. So Bill Nyrop is, whoops. So Nyrop is turned away here to open up game two of this time frame, and we move on. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 62. Any home player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Oh yikes! Nobody on the Maple Leafs at this point has a circle, so it looks like it will be a power play goal for the Montreal Canadiens. And let's figure out and see who scored it. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. Player number 3, that's Jacques Lemaire. So he's going to score the goal, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. It looks like Lafleur and Serge Savard will assist Jacques Lemaire's goal on the power play. And we stay put here in the 10th minute of the first period, and we move on. Quality check between players 3 and 4. That's Mikhail Grabovski and Rick Chartraw. And the quality we're looking for is hit. Oh man, Rick Chartraw is going to win that one, as he does have hit. So he's going to move in on J.S. Giguère, who needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot on the play save. No, he won't, as the Habs extend their lead. It's 2-0, courtesy of Rick Chartraw. And how many assists will be given out on the play? 1 assist. So it's between Reesboro and Tremblay and Wilson. Ooh. Let's re-roll the red die. So we'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, Reesboro is 1, 2, Tremblay is 3, 4, Wilson is 5, 6. So it will be Doug Reesboro assisting Rick Chartraw on the 2-0 goal for the Habs. We got so whenever sixes are rolled, uh, double sixes are rolled, we will roll the red die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the home side first, and then we'll re-roll the red die again to get the opponent. So here we go. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6 is a re-roll. 2, that's Jamal Mayers, and he will be going up against player number 4, that's Serge Savard. We are looking for hits. Neither player between Mayers and Savard have hit. So we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between players 4 and 3. That's Francois Beauchemin and Pete Mahovlich. And we're looking for hits. It looks like neither player has hit. So we are going to move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between both players in 2. That's Stempniak and Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is smart. Neither player between Stempniak and Tremblay have smart, and that's going to do it for the first period here at the Air Canada Center. Back then it was called, now it's called the Scotiabank Arena nowadays. But then it was the Air Canada Center here in Toronto with the score of Habs 2, Leafs nothing. Oh, and it's an automatic power play goal for the Leafs to start the second period. So the Leafs get on the board with an automatic power play goal. Let's see who scored it. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. 2, that's Colton Orr who scores the goal. And 1 assist will be handed out on the play. Between Caberly and Mikhail Grabovski. Oh, boy. I may regret this, but we'll go with Caberly. Or from Caberly to score the power play goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Home scoring chance. This could possibly tie the game. Visitor defense stop. Oh, excuse me. Home scoring chance. Oh, and the game is tied. A choice home player scores a goal. So again, we'll let the red die decide 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. Player number 2, that's Jamal Mayers, who will score the goal, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. So how about it? Grabowski and Panikarovsky will assist Jamal Mayers on the game-tying goal, and Toronto has tied it up here in the early stages of the second period. 2 goals down, 4 more to go until the segment automatically ends. Quality check between players 1 and 2. That's Nikolai Kulemin and Jimmy Roberts. We're looking for speed. Oh, man, neither player has speed, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Hagman and Bouchard. We're looking for hits. It looks like Bouchard is going to win that one, as he does have hits. As Bouchard moves in on J.S. Giguere, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to stop the attempt to take the lead. Oh man, and a 4 blank won't do it. And the Habs take the lead courtesy of Pierre Bouchard. Let's see how many assists were given out on the play. 2. Looks like Lafleur and Jacques Lemaire will assist Pierre Bouchard on the go-ahead goal here in the second period. And we will stay put here with a quality check between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Habs. Player number 4 is Francois Beauchemin. And anybody on the ice, we're looking for power. Oh man, pick your poison between Tremblay, Riesborough, Chartres, and Nairop to tie. Oh man, I think we'll go right across from Rick Chartres. So both guys have power, and we will move on here in this one. Quality check between both players in one. That is Wilson and Hagman. Oh, excuse me. Hagman was used. Sorry about that. It's actually Alexei Panikarovsky. I just remembered. The quality we're looking for is skill. Wilson is going to win that one as he does have skill. So he's going to be moving in on JS Jaguar, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to save it. Nope, and the Habs extend their lead. It's 4-2, courtesy of Maury Wilson. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Oh man, pick your. I do want to keep at least one square out there, so we will go with. We'll have the first assist go to Nairop, and the second assist we'll give it to Tremblay. So we'll go Wilson from Nairop and Tremblay. We got a home scoring chance, excuse me, 56. Any visitor player with a square stops a Toronto goal. Whoops. I'm glad that we kept one square out there, and I didn't know Jimmy Roberts had one. So it looks like we will indeed. Oh man, yeah, it's Roberts, and it'll be Savard stopping the um, Toronto attempt at a goal there, and we move on to the next segment. Visitor scoring chance of a 51. Home player in one. That is. Oh, Ponikarovsky needs to flip as he was used. Nikolai Kulemin, I should say. Home player in one stops a Montreal goal attempt with a quality roll of power or a square. Oh man, Nikolai Kulemin does not have power and he does not have a square. So that is going to be the 5th goal of the game for the Montreal Canadiens. Let's see who scored the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. 3, that's Doug Riesborough. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Shutt and Roberts will assist Doug Riesborough on the goal of the game, 5th goal of the game by Montreal. And we stay put here with a visitor scoring chance of a 24. Since Kulemin was used, we'll flip him. We got a 24. Home goalie must make spec save. Oh, JS Jaguar needs to make a 1 or 2 with a dot to make the stop. Can't, and that's goal number 6 for the Habs. Let's see who scored it. It will be player number 2. It looks like Guy Lafleur, or excuse me, 6. Player with the best shot rating. Well, either way, that's going to be Guy Lafleur. scoring the goal, and 1 assist will be handed out on the play. Pete Mahavlich will assist Mr. Lafleur on the 6th goal of the game for the Habs. Quality check between players 3 and 2. That's Matt Stajan and Mario Tremblay. We're looking for skill. Both players have skill. And that is going to do it for the second period here in this one. But the Habs extend their lead. It's 6-2 in favor of the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. We got ourselves a penalty check between players 3 and 4 to begin this third period. It looks like Chartraw is going to go to the box as Phil Kessel is going to move in on Ken Dryden. He needs to make a 5 or 6 with a dot to stop it. He will do so. Excuse me about that. And we will move on. Quality check between players 5 and 4. Mike Komisarek and Serge Savard will be the lucky contestants here to take this quality check attempt. We're looking for power. Both have power, and we will move on to the next segment in this one. Home scoring chance of a 43. Any home player with a triangle creates a goal. We got contenders. Excuse me. Between Lee Stempniak, I do apologize for the cough, Mikhail Grabowski and Tomas Kaberle are your players here. Let's have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Player number 3, that's Mikhail Grabowski. So he's going to create a goal as he moves in on Ken Dryden, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to do so, which he will do as he will make the save. And we will move on in this one. We got ourselves a visitor scoring chance of a 51. Home player in 1, that's Hagman. He stops a Montreal goal with the quality roll of star or a square. Yikes. He does not have a star, and he does not have star. Neither he has a square. That is going to be the 7th goal of the game for the Habs as they lead it 7-2. Let's see who scored the goal. 8, player with the best shot rating. That is going to be Jacques Lemaire scoring the goal. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Gainey and Roberts are your lucky assist takers here on the Jacques Lemaire goal in this one. Visitor scoring chance again. We got a 65. Visitor defense stop, breakaway chance. Home goalie must make spec save. Oh, man, yikes. J.S. Giguere needs to make a 1 or 2 with a dot to stop it. Otherwise, it'll be the 8th goal of the game. He does so. Stop the clock. Oh, man, what a close one. That could have been bad. It could have been 8-2, but instead, J.S. Giguere found a way to have the dice go in his favor to keep this game right where it's at of a final score of the 76-77 Habs 7 and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs 2. Stay tuned for the Game 2 game summary presented by Biddy Beer, as well as Game 3 coming up next. But as always, every game summary in this project is presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please do remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for game 3 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. As you can see, the Habs lead this time frame by a time frame score of 2-0. For Toronto to be able to compete in this time frame, they need to win this game. So that way they have a fair shot at hopefully winning one game in this time frame. So far they have competed so far, but nevertheless, Montreal has had their number. So with that being said, the adjustments have been made. Let's get right into game 3. Will the clock operator please start the clock? And we're going to begin with a penalty check between players 1 and 3. That's Wilson and Stajan. And it looks like both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we will move on to the next segment in this one. Visitor scoring chance of 14. Home goalie must make play saves, so Ken Dryden needs to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the stop. Can't, and the Maple Leafs get on the board first. Let's see who scored the goal. 6. Player with the best shot rating, and that is going to go to Phil the Thrill, Phil Kessel. And let's see how many assists. 1 assist. Tomasz Kaberle will assist Phil Kessel on the ice-breaking goal for Toronto. We got a quality check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Leafs. Player number 1, that's Steve Shutt. And we're looking for smart. Pick your poison between Hagman and Boscheman. I do want to keep that square out there, so we'll go right across from him with Hagman, as both guys have the same both guys have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 34. Visitor player in 1, that's Alexei Panikarovsky. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. He has both a triangle and hit, so he's going to be moving in on Ken Dryden, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to stop the goal. 5 with a blank won't do it, and the Maple Leafs extend their lead. It's 2-0, courtesy of Alexei Panikarovsky. And let's see how many assists. Oh, it will be unassisted. So the unassisted goal by Alexei Panikarovsky. Let's see what happens next here with another visitor scoring chance of a 54. Home player in 4, that's Rick Chartraw. He stops a Toronto goal opportunity with a quality roll of power or a square. Even though he doesn't have a square, he does have power, which is more than enough to stop the Toronto momentum, to stop the momentum that Toronto has to extend this game to a 3-0 lead. And we will move on to the next segment in this one. Oh, we got triple fours. This is going to be a fight plus a momentum shot. Let's see. Do we have any takers? Oh, you bet we do. Reesboro and Dion Phaneuf, as both guys have fight ratings. So let's get right into it. The bell sounds, and here we go. 4. High rated player lands a punch unless if both players have the same fight rating, both players land a punch. So no, Reesboro has the highest fight rating of the two. So Montreal leads 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 Montreal, 2-2, 3-2 Toronto, and the referee breaks up the fight. So Dion Phaneuf will win the fight. Toronto comes back 3-2, and he gets an immediate 6-star shot against the goalie spec save rating of a 1 or a 2 to stop it. And he does. Wow. Dion Phaneuf wins the fight, but gets stopped by Ken Dryden to keep this game right where it's at, up 2-0. And that's going to do it for the first period. And we move on. Penalty check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 3. That's Mikhail Grabowski. Well, either way, the Habs are going to go to the box. So it's only fair that we go right across from him. Pete Mahavlich. So Mikhail Grabowski will move in on Ken Dryden, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 of the dot to stop the attempt. 4 is enough. He will stop the power play attempt by Mikhail Grabowski and the Toronto Maple Leafs to keep this game right where it's at, up 2-0. Another penalty check, this time between players 4 and 2, Savard and Stempniak. Oh man, both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 31. Choice visitor player rolls for a goal using shot stars +2. Excuse me. It'll be Matt Stajan. He's gonna have the opportunity here to score the goal. A 1, 2, 3, or 4 will do so. Oh, and Ken Dryden will save it. Unbelievable. Woo! The score remains the same at 2-0, and we move on. Home scoring chance of a 63. Home defense stop breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make a play save. So instead of a 3 or 4 with a dot, Jonas Gustafsson needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop it. Otherwise, the Montreal Canadiens will get on the board. And they will get on the board. It's 2-1. Let's see who scored the goal. 7. Player with the best shot rating. That's going to be Guy Lafleur. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Lamar and Bob Gainey will assist Guy Lafleur on the breakaway goal. And we will stay put here in this 20-minute segment, on the 20-minute segment here in the second period, with a quality check between Wilson and Kessel for Smart. Both guys have Smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We start the third period with a home scoring chance of a 15. Visitor goalie must make shot save. Okay, so 1 or 2 will do so. Nope, the game is tied at 2 apiece. Let's see who scored the goal. 5. Choice player. So, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. Player number 3, that's Doug Reesboro, who's going to score the goal. And 1 assist will be handed out on the play. And it will be Steve Shutt scoring the goal. Excuse me, Steve Shutt scoring the assist, I should say. and the Habs tie it up at 2 apiece. Penalty check between players 1 and 4, Gainey and Boscheman. Both players have the same penalty rating, and we move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 36. Visitor player in 3, that's Grabowski. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Although he doesn't have hit, he does have that triangle, more than enough to get a goal opportunity here to move it on Ken Dryden, hopefully to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to do so. And Ken Dryden makes the stop. Quality check between players, anybody on the ice for the Habs, and player number 5 for the Maple Leafs. That is Mike Komisarek. We are looking for power. Oh man, pick your poison between anybody but Wilson, Tremblay, Mahavlich, Chartrand, and Bouchard. I think we'll go right across from him with Bouchard, as both guys have the same quality of power. And we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between player number 1 and 3. That is Wilson and Stajan. We're looking for hits. Neither player has hit. And folks, we are going to sudden death overtime. So the first team to score a goal wins the game. Let's get right into it. We got a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against Dion Phaneuf. We're looking for power. Oh, we are going to tie, so we're going to go right across from him with Naira, as both guys have power, and we move on to the next segment in the first overtime period. Quality check again, this time between Shutt and Kessel. We're looking for speed. Man, both guys have speed, and we move on to the next segment in this one. Penalty check between players 2 and 4. Oh, Mario Tremblay is going to go to the box as he has a penalty rating of 1. Cavalry has a penalty rating of 0.5. So Cavalry moves in on Ken Dryden, hopefully to win the game here. A 4 or 5 with a dot will stop it. And the Toronto Maple Leafs will win the ball game, stop the clock. Cavalry wins in the first overtime period. The Leafs get on the board with a 3-2 win, but the Habs still lead it 2-1. We got a time frame now, folks. So with that being said, stay tuned for Game 4 coming up right after the Game 3 Bitty Beer Game Summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. Let's see, before we get to it, let's see who scored the assists with Cavalry. 2. One of them is going to be Grabowski, and how about Jason Blake? So Caberly from Grabowski and Blake will be your game-winning goal for the Leafs as the Leafs get on the board here in this time frame. But the Habs still lead it by a 2-1 lead, and we will see you for Game 4. But for now, here's the Game 3 Bitty Beer Game Summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for Game 4 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. With 18 minutes and 26 seconds left, this could be the opportunity for the Leafs to tie up this time frame matchup, or the Habs will take a commanding 3-1 time frame matchup lead. With that being said, Michel Larocque will be in net for the Habs, and Jean-Sebastien Giguère, will be in net for the Leafs for Game 4 of this time frame matchup. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Will the clock operator please start the clock? And we're going to begin with a visitor scoring chance of a 36. Visitor player in 3, that's Pete Mahovlich. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Although he doesn't have hit, he does have a triangle, so he's going to be moving in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he does so. This time we got a quality check to begin the next segment of this game with a 3, player number 3 for the Leafs, and anybody on the ice for the Habs. Player number 3 is Matt Stajan. We're looking for star, as Stajan is not going to win that one, so either Lemaire or Bob Gainey will score a quality check win. We'll go right across from him with Jacques Lemaire, as he has stars. He moves in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to stop and keep this game scoreless. Nope, and the Habs get on the board. It's 1-0, courtesy of Jacques Lemaire, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Tremblay and Gainey will assist Jacques Lemaire on the ice-breaking goal here in Game 4 of this time frame. Stajan will need to flip. Here we go. Quality check between players 5 and 4. That's Komisarek and Rick Chartraw. We are looking for star. Oh, neither player has star, so we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between both players in 2. That's Nikolai Kulemin and Jimmy Roberts. Oh, it looks like Roberts is going to go to the box, as Nikolai Kulemin will move in on Michel Larocque, hopefully to make a 5 or 6 with a dot to make the stop. A 5 is enough, and that's going to prevent the Leafs from scoring their first goal of this game of Game 4, this time frame matchup, and we move on to the next segment. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Leafs against player number 1. That's Maury Wilson. We're looking for star. Wilson's not going to win this one, and neither is the Leafs, so we'll go right across from him with Hagman to seal up this segment. And both Hagman and Wilson do not have star, and we will move on to the next period with a 1-0 Habs lead. We got a quality check between player number 1 and player number 5. That's Ponikarovsky and Bouchard. We are looking for speed, and it looks like both guys have speed, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 4 and 5. That's Francois Beauchemin against Bill Nyrock. We're looking for star. Again, neither player has star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in one, that is Shutt and Blake. We're looking for smart. Ooh, by the hair of their chinny chin chins. Blake does have smart, so does Shutt. Both guys have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 16. Home goalie must make shot saves. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 will do so. He does, and nobody flips, and we continue on in this hockey game through 40 minutes of play. The score remains 1-0 in favor of the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. Penalty check to begin the third period with a check between 5 and 1. That's Phaneuf and Bob Gainey. Oh man, Dion Phaneuf is going to go to the box as Bob Gainey will move in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to do so. Nope, and Gainey will score the power play goal for the Habs to increase their lead by 1. It's 2-0. Or excuse me, by 2. It's 2-0. And the two assists will be handed out on the play. Lafleur and Riesborough. So Gainey from Lafleur and Riesborough will do us a favor on that 2-0 goal scoring stat line for the 2-0 lead in this one. Home scoring chance of a 44. Any home player with a power play circle star creates a power play goal. Nope, nobody has a power play circle star symbol out there for the Leafs, so nothing will do in this portion of the segment, and we will move on. Home scoring chance of a 44, and that's going to be yet another power play circle star symbol. And again, nobody has it, and we will move on. Quality check between Mayers and Mahavlich for smart. It looks like Mahavlich has smart, as he will move in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he does so. Mahavlich is stopped by J.S. Giguère, and we will move on to the final segment of this one right here and right now. Penalty check between players 4 and 1. That's Caberly and Wilson. It looks like both guys have the same penalty rating, and that's going to do it. Stop the clock. With 10 minutes and 49 seconds left, we will indeed play out Game 5, but the final score here in this one is the 76-77 Habs 2 and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs nothing. So a shutout victory for Michel Larocque here in Game 4 puts the Habs in a commanding 3-1 time frame matchup lead. With that being said, stay tuned for Game 5 coming up right after the Bitty Beer game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for Game 5 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Habs and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. With 10 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock, this might as well be the last game in this time frame. So with that being said, the adjustments have been made. The starting netminders for both teams are going to be Jean-Sebastien Giguère and Ken Dryden for the Habs and J.S. Giguère for the Leafs. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin with a quality check between players 1 and 5. That is Shutt and Komisarek. We are looking for power. Both guys have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 26. Choice home player rolls for a goal using shot stars +2. Definitely, I'll be giving that one to Jacques Lemaire, as he needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to score the goal, and he will do so as Lemaire will score the goal, and 2 assists will come out on the play. Looks like it'll be Tremblay and Savard scoring the assists on the Lemaire 1-0 goal to begin Game 5 of this time frame matchup. We got a quality check between players 3 and 1. That is Riesborough and Hagman. We're looking for speed. Both guys have speed, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs and against player number 3. That's Phil Kessel. We're looking for hits. The only 3 guys out there with hit are Gainey, Chartra, and Bouchard, because Kessel's not going to win this one. I do want to keep at least 1 square and 1 circle out there, so we'll leave Gainey alone. So it's between Chartra and Bouchard. I think we're going to go with Chartra. So Chartra is going to win the battle between Kessel for the quality check win, as Chartra moves in on J.S. Giguère, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Oh man, and he does. To keep this game right where it's at of 1-0, to give his team a chance to come back in this one. Quality check between both players in 2. That's Stempniak and Roberts. We are looking for skill. It looks like Jimmy Roberts is going to win that one, as he does have skill, as he moves in on J.S. Giguère, he needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so. This game will go to the second period with a 1-0 lead in favor of the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. Home scoring chance with a 51. Visitor defense player in 2. That's Guy Lafleur. He stops a Toronto opportunity with a quality roll of skill or a square. Even though he doesn't have a square, he does have skill. So he's going to stop the Toronto opportunity here in this one, here in this segment here, as we will move on to the next one. Visitor scoring chance of a 55. Home player in 5, that's Bouchard. He stops a Toronto goal opportunity with a quality roll of star or a square. Oh man, oh man, oh man. He does not have star, neither he does have a square, so this game is tied up at one apiece. Let's see who scored the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 is a reroll. 2, Nikolai Hulaman will score the goal. And it will be 4. 2 assists will be handed out on the play, as it will be Grabowski and I think we'll go with Fanuff. So Kuhlman from Grabowski and Fanuff on the game tying scoring stat line for Toronto. We got a quality check between players 3 and 5. That's Mahavlich and Komisarek for skill. It looks like Mahavlich will win that one, as he does have skill, as he moves in on J.S. Jaguar, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so. Pete Mahavlich is stopped right dead in its tracks, as J.S. Jaguar keeps this game tied up at 1 apiece. Quality check between players 2 and 4. That's Mario Tremblay and Francois Beauchemin. We're looking for hits. Tremblay has hit as he moves in on J.S. Jaguar, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Can't, and the Habs will score as Mario Tremblay will score the goal unassisted. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 1. That's Alexei Panikarovsky. We're looking for star, because so either way, Panikarovsky's going to lose this one. So pick your poison between Gainey, Lemaire, Savard, or Bouchard. Excuse me. Yes, Gainey, Lemaire, and Savard. I think we're going to go with Gainey. I think we'll go with Gainey right across from him, as he will win the battle with Panikarovsky for star, as he will move in on J.S. Jaguar, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to keep the score right where it's at. And he will do so. And let's see between. Oh, excuse me. Nope. We continue on in the next segment. Oh, we got triple fives. This is going to be a 5 plus a momentum shot. Looks like no, man, no takers. As we only got one guy with a. We only have one teams with. We got one team with no fight rating. That's Montreal. So no fight happens, and we will move on to the third period with the score in favor of the 76-77 Habs of 2-1. We got a quality check between player number 2 and anybody on the ice for the Leafs for star. Nobody's going to win that one, but the only guy we're looking at is 2. Neither player is going to win that one, so we're going to move right across from him. Roberts will flip, so will Mayers. And we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 3 and 5. That's Lemaire and Fanuff. We're looking for smart. Lemaire's going to win that one, as he does have smart, as he moves in on J.S. Jaguar, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Can't, and the Habs will score. Jacques Lemaire with the goal. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Guy Lafleur and Serge Savard will assist Jacques Lemaire on the 3-1 goal for the Habs here in this third period. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 2. That's Lee Stempniak. We're looking for Smart. The only guys out there on the ice for the Habs with Smart are Wilson and Bouchard. It's Wilson. And it will be Bouchard. So Bouchard's going to win the battle with Lee Stempniak as Bouchard moves in on J.S. Shiger. Hopefully he makes a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Can't, and Bouchard will score the 4th goal of the game for the Habs, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. It will be Tremblay and Riesborough assisting Pierre Bouchard on the 4th goal of the game for the Habs. Quality check between both players in 2. Oh, Stempniak needs to flip before I forget. There we go. So both players in 2, Nikolai Kulemin and Jimmy Roberts for star. Neither player has star, and that's going to do it for the 10th minute of this third period here. And we move on to the next segment. We got a quality check between players 4 and 2. That's Chartraw and Mayers. Skill is the quality that we're looking for. So both guys do not have skill. Excuse me. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a quality check between players 2 and 1. That's Lafleur and Blake. We're looking for power. Neither player has power. Stop the clock. The Montreal Canadiens will take another time frame, extending their record to a 9-2-1, winning this time frame 4 games to 1, and they will win Game 5 by the same score of 4-1. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to today's action between the 76-77 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. Stay tuned for the time frame summary, as well as the next wheel spin for this project, as well as the game summary for Game 5 presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. We look forward to bringing you future time frame matchups throughout the 2024-25 National Hockey League's regular season whenever games are being played. Well, once again, it's that time of day again where we figure out to see who plays the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens next in this Gauntlet Challenge project. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Please direct your attention to the Bitty Beer Team Selector Wheel presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please drink responsibly. Big taste, Bitty price, Bitty Beer. It looks like we're heading back to the 86-87 season as the 1986-87 Boston Bruins will be playing the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens in the next time frame matchup. But between the Bruins and the Habs, who's going to start the time frame as the home team? As always, please direct your attention to the Dot Cola Home Team Decider Wheel presented by Dot Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community, and of course, as always, of the official cola drink of the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. It looks like the 86-87 Bruins will begin the time frame as the home team, so the 76-77 Habs will be forced to start the time frame as the visitor. We'll see what happens if Boston try to press their luck against them in the next time frame. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to today's time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2009-2010 Toronto Maple Leafs. If you liked what you saw, please do leave a like on the and a comment down below. And as always, hit the subscribe button and turn on that notifications bell so that way you don't miss out on anything when it comes to this project and or any other content that I may post here on my channel. And again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, have a great rest of your day.